And former Delhi High Court Judge Justice Kailash Gambhir has written to the President against the Collegium's recommendation to elevate Justices Maheshwari and Khanna to the Supreme Court. In this letter, Justice Gambhir has said that it will be another black day if Justice Khanna is elevated, bypassing 32 more senior judges. He urged the President to prevent a historical blunder from being committed. Right, now this is in fact another row coming about with regards to the Collegium recommendation with the judge's appointment row, and former High Court judge taking it as far as writing a letter to the President asking him to reconsider the decision. Right now, this letter has in fact is mentioning that a historical blunder like this must be prevented. My colleague Meenakshi Bhanja joining me on the phone line with more. Meenakshi, good morning. Take us through the judge appointment row. We understand that a retired High Court judge now has written to the President urging him to reconsider this decision.
Well, Sanjana, it again brings back into sharp focus perhaps growing or mounting trouble within the judicial fraternity, and especially the top echelons of the judiciary. Now, the last time we have seen this row, our viewers will recall, was with regards to the appointment of Justice K.M. Joseph. And this time again, this is coming perhaps at a time which would go on to raise quite a few eyebrows, because like you correctly referred to, this is retired High Court Judge Honorable Justice Kailash Gambhir, who is making the argument as to how several others who were in line, who were serving High Court judges, who were perhaps the time was opportune for them to be considered by the Collegium, have been overlooked or bypassed, and how this has gone on to perhaps send shockwaves through the entire legal and judicial fraternity. This is what retired Justice Kailash Gambhir is telling the President of India, and he's referring to one recommendation of the Collegium, Sanjana, which is turning out to be contentious, or potentially contentious rather, which is that of Justice Khanna from the Honorable Delhi High Court, who has now been elevated, or rather recommended for elevation to the Supreme Court, which is really going ahead and ruffling quite a few feathers, because the argument that's being made out is as to how there were several other serving Chief Justices of High Courts who were in line for a suitable recommendation by the Collegium, and that has not come by. Instead, their seniority has been bypassed in the favor of Justice Khanna of the Honorable Delhi High Court, whose name has now been recommended by the Collegium. But very quickly, the last point here is how much can perhaps the government or even the President do when the final word on appointments as per the current protocol and law, Sanjana, rests with the Collegium.
Right, Meenakshi, thank you so much for putting that in perspective. We'll continue tracking the latest and come to you for more.